Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel Become the Disruptor. My name is Magda. I'm a trauma-informed qualified therapist, and today we're going to be talking about feelings and how actually even therapeutic spaces and psychological spaces unfortunately are promoting naming, taming, describing and analyzing the emotions rather than feeling them in the body. And feeling an emotion in the body and actually staying with that emotion, that is the core of nervous system capacity expansion. And this is also our biological function, which I will get to in this video, so you can understand that actually as human beings, part of our biological function is to feel, because the latest neuroscience by Jaak Panskep explains that we have 7 emotional circuits built into our brain, wired by Mother Nature, and that had been for hundreds, millions of years. So, and then we have the nervous system again, it's our biology, and the point of having the nervous system is to feel those emotional circuits and allow them to complete the loops. However, what unfortunately, like I said, the therapeutic and psychological and culturally, we are encouraged to talk about emotions, to constantly express those emotions verbally, and that is not really allowing us to build a nervous systems that are functioning as human beings that are feeling. This is not some sort of a trap. This is our part of our biological purpose when we are born as human beings. So that's why it's really important for you guys to understand that when you talk about an emotion, it's really not the same as feeling it. When you're describing an emotion is not the same as staying present with it and naming that emotion, even because a lot of therapists, and I used to be one of those therapists that were like encouraging the vocabulary to naming the emotion, what that emotion is. We've got those wheel of emotions and all that sort of stuff, when actually that awareness is not expanding the capacity of the nervous system, because again, you're moving straight away into cognition. And when emotions are becoming abstract ideas, that is then you escaping the biological function of these emotions, which is for them to be felt in that human body, to be felt in the nervous system, so that nervous system can expand for more life. That's it. So emotions are simply biological states that are moving through the body. The biological state of grief, the biological state of joy, the biological state of fear, etc., etc. I'm talking about the primary, the emotional circuits one, which, like I said, I will get to in a point when I'm going to be talking about the neuroscience by Jaak Panskep, but not just yet. So those biological states, they are visceral and they are physical. They involve, sensation. They will evolve activation, some tension, some pressure, some heat, some movement, contraction, expansion, all that. And you feel it. When you actually start feeling your emotions, you will feel the heat. You will feel the movement, you will feel the contraction, you will feel the tension. All of you guys who started doing at least a bit of this proper healing work, which involves, a lot of that involves feeling the emotions, you know how uncomfortable that is. Because unfortunately, we started living in this world, we had been brought into this world when feeling the emotion is almost like something that, you analyze them. And this is again supported by nowadays therapeutic industry and psychological industry. So when a person, instead of feeling those biological states, when they go into narrating or go into analyzing, you're leaving your body to a cognition, and you're no longer fully present. with it. And I want you to guys really accept it that each time you do that, each time you move to cognition, this is literally you escaping your body and actually really escaping yourself and escaping what needs to be felt for you to move on your healing journey. Feeling your emotions is crucial. And whenever I had sessions with my clients, when they felt something deeply uncomfortable, because, I had clients, for example, I had sessions with my clients when they had, let's say, what they would then call a panic attack. And they felt extremely uncomfortable. They felt extremely triggered during the session. I was encouraging them to stay with that, to feel it. And the thing is that once that emotion completed its loop, then you know what was happening. And this was all across the board whenever I had those really difficult sessions with my clients, when they were processing something that really almost like wanted to really be completed. They felt exhausted. So that was one thing. They felt really exhausted. And then they would sometimes email me and they will be like, you know what? I suddenly, after our session, I felt so exhausted, but then I had this insight, and that insight really allowed me to act differently. I don't want to give you like a particular like examples, because that would be, a proper confidentiality issue. But what I'm trying to say is that allowing the emotion to complete itself in the body without stopping it, then allowed some movement, and then they had like a proper wisdom, you gaining a proper wisdom that then allows you to move in life very differently. And that's why, for example, usually after these sessions, when those big emotions move, they really, a lot of my clients gain so much confidence, and they'll be like, I can actually feel it. I can probably do that now without you, Magda. I'm like, of course you can. That was the whole point of this session. So you can learn that this fear, this panic attack that you had, or, that emotion that was moving through, it didn't kill you. Nothing bad has actually happened. It moved through you, and then you gained wisdom that allowed you to move differently in life. And then they moved from, let's say, if they had weekly sessions with me back then, or if they had fortnightly sessions, they usually moved to monthly sessions or bi-monthly sessions. And that's why, because I showed them how to increase the nervous system capacity, and they've done it in a safe environment with a person that they trust. So, and this is what is building tolerance for different emotions, and this is what also building your range, your nervous system range. And and if you are interested in this type of work, like I said to you guys, a lot of you don't really need a lot of sessions. You just need a targeted session that will allow you to expand that nervous system capacity and move some bigger emotions, and then you're able to actually live a fuller life. So book a session if you want. Now let's come back then to Jack Panksepp and the neuroscience behind it, because I was naming the big emotional circuits. And yes, so in neuroscience, by Jack Panksepp, so he proved that we have primary emotional circuits or systems deep inside, that wire deep inside of the mammalian brains, and those emotions include fear, rage, panic and grief, or panic or grief, seeking, care, play, and lust. All these 7 emotional circuits, they are part of our wiring. As you can see, you have grief, but you have joy. You have rage, but you have also seeking. Seeking is part of your curiosity, so exploration, yeah? You have panic and grief, or fear, but also you have care. So you have different ranges of emotions, and when you feel them, when any circuit is activated, when you allow that emotion to be moved, that's when you are restoring your biological function, which is to feel the emotions as a human being as they move through you. Not to be scared of them, not to describe them, not to analyze them, monitor them, navigate them, alchemize them, whatever it is that the spiritual as well and psychological and therapeutic industries tells you to do. Now, just to feel it, guys. Just to feel it. And you don't need a framework. You don't need to buy a framework to do it. You can do it now, from now. So that's why it's so unpopular, because it's almost like people, it's like when you start really feeling your emotions, you're noticing how little things actually you need in life, especially in terms of framework and psychological stuff. Yeah. And it means that you are fully capable to inhabit your own body. And when you inhabit your own body, then yeah. So today, instead of escaping your grief when you feel it and maybe texting someone or trying to talk to someone, feel it. Feel that grief. Feel it. It's difficult. It's really difficult to feel it, but allow it to complete that loop. If you feel an anxiety, don't go to ChatGPT. Don't try to analyze it. Don't try to check it whether it's normal. No, feel that anxiety. Feel it. When you feel shame, or when you feel regret, or maybe when you feel something again that is guilt, don't explain your childhood for the 10th time. Feel it. Feel it. Feel it in the body. When you feel joy, don't post on Instagram what you're actually eating now, what gave you so much joy, or whatever. Don't stop. Feel it. Feel it. Okay? And all these actions, they might sound intelligent, like posting online, going to chat, talking to your therapist, all that sort of stuff, but they are not increasing your biological function of extension of the nervous system capacity to be able to incorporate more life. So do it. Start doing that. And if you are noticing that you are now potentially ready for a proper therapeutic work, like I said, that would be targeted, then you can book a session with me. You've got the links down below. And just remember, every time you are feeling your emotion, you are literally restoring a human biological function. So enjoy it. It will be difficult at first, yes, but the wisdom that you gain from that, priceless. So I will leave you with that.